I guess I would have to read crack with an additional ED to it. Austin McKay. Mr. McKay, you're charged with possession of firearm by a convicted felon, possession of less than 20 grams of cannabis. The firearm is a 9mm SKKY handgun. Your bond will be $10,000 on the possession of firearm by convicted felon. $550 possession of less than 20 grams.
Judge, that was 150 for the marijuana?
Yes, ma'am. Damian Ramirez, mentoring orders requiring no contact with Family Dollar or Marshalls. Docket number 813. By probable cause. The bond be $2,500.
Judge, Mr. Rometa does not have funds for a bond. Would you consider TAP for these charges?
Where do you live?
Homeless, sir. I've been trying to look for help, but I don't. It's hard out there.
Before South Florida, where were you living?
I've been homeless since 16, sir.
Before South Florida, where were you living?
And I was living in Homestead, but I was homeless.
Where's your family?
My mom passed away.
When?
She was 29, I was 13.
And after there, where were you living?
On the streets.
Well, you are now 21. Do you have any other family?
No, sir.
On 8/16, you're charged possession of a controlled substance. And possession of less than 20 grams of cannabis.
Judge, I charged it as with intent, but
I don't find probable cause with intent to sell.
okay.
Do a simple possession. He has been sentenced to 180 days. August of last year. Which happened in September. No, ma'am, I will not consider TAP. On 8/15, your bond will be $2,500. On 8/14, your bond will be $2,500.
Judge, what was the bond on 16816?
8/16.
Mm-hmm.
Bear with me. 2,500 and 150.
Spanish interpreter, please.
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Pettis, you're charged with trafficking in cocaine.
Señor Pérez está siendo acusado de tráfico de cocaína.
Date, what's your recommended bond?
Fiscalía, ¿cuál es la fianza que recomienda?
We would ask for 10,000.
Pediríamos $10,000.
He had a kilo.
I was trying to look up the amount and in my standard bond lists, and it doesn't actually list this charge. So I went for the one next to it. So I'd also be fine with 7,500 if you think 10,000 is too much.
No, I think 10,000 is too little. $20,000.
Clearly do not know the amounts of cocaine and how much that represents.
Fue 1 kilo, el monto de la fianza es
A
de
kilo is 2.6 pounds, I believe.
2.2. I just
Or
don't
2.
know.
kilo es de 2.2 libras.
Juan Torna,
La fianza es de $20,000.
Spanish, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Torna, you are charged with trafficking in cocaine. Your bond is $20,000.
Señor Torna está siendo acusado de tráfico de cocaína. La fianza que se le impone es de $20,000.
Christian Valderramos Lopez. You're charged with grand theft, burglary to unoccupied conveyance, burglary, possession of burglary tools, and fraudulent use of credit cards as a misdemeanor. I find probable cause for the charges. How long have you lived in South Florida?
Be looking out for them.
I just came back not too long ago.
Came back from where?
Living with my sister from New York.
In New York, you said?
Yes, yes, sir.
Where do you work?
Right now,
Yes.
I do mechanic work at a junkyard.
Your bond on count 1 will be 1,500. On count 2, 2,500. Count 3, 1,000. Count 4, 250. Alistair Martin.
Your Honor, he has a fugitive hold from Broward for child support. Total purge 1,064.
Jeffrey Joseph.
Hey, Mr. Joseph. Mr. Joseph is present.
Mr. Joseph, you're before the court charged with Emery with a firearm. The state has filed a motion for pretrial detention.
Judge, I do not have the warrant.
Can I talk to you?
A judge has signed a warrant with no bond.
I don't have the probable cause affidavit, Judge.
Well,
I get
truly, we don't need the probable cause affidavit for here because another judge has already found probable cause.
Well, Judge, without having a probable cause affidavit, I would have no idea.
Well, do you think warrant judges in the Dade County sign warrants without probable cause?
I would hope not, but without seeing it, if it were in the court file, then I should have received a copy from the clerk. I have not received one.
Your Honor, we will send it to her later. We forgot to do it.
They forgot to do it. They're taking responsibility.
But the state would like to. You can.
But I'm looking at the signed order by the warrant. Requiring that the first appearance judge do not modify the conditions of release. I will enter an order granting pretrial detention. Passing the case to when tomorrow? We'll go past the case till tomorrow. And I assume that by tomorrow, counsel for the defendant will have the affidavit. Keep him in?
If you could email it to me, please.
I'm sorry?
I'm asking the clerk if she could email it to me, please.
I think that's for the,
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
when they're done with court, she will do so.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. And you are not to have any contact with Jesus Yera.
And Your Honor, you said that was for tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am. Madam, clerk, excuse me.
Yes.
Can you push a little button in your microphone?
Yeah.
All right. Can you say good morning to everybody?
Good afternoon.
Can you all hear her? Stage is going like this, so now they can hear you. That way we don't play Jungle Telegraph over here. Jamari Taylor. Good morning, Mr. Taylor. You're before the court charged with carrying a concealed firearm. Is there such a charge anymore?
There is, but it should not apply to him because he's 21 and doesn't have any prior charges that would say you're not allowed to own a gun. So he should be allowed to carry a concealed firearm in Florida.
So Judge, I would ask you to find no probable cause and release Mr. Taylor outright.
Which I will do. I find no probable cause. Thank you to the legislature and Governor DeSantis. And he is relieved on his own recognizance. Vitaly Pinchuk.
Bond it out.
Thank you.
Your Honor, for Taylor, you said both release outright and RR. Is it release outright or RR?
I find no probable cause. I don't know what the difference is.
It should be released outright, Judge. When you find no probable cause, it should be released outright, especially for this case.
All right.
Thank you.
That was for Taylor, correct?
Yes.
Gabriel Suarez. Or Cariel, rather.
Spanish interpreter, please.
Interpreter's present.
Added charge.
You're charged with felony petty theft. You are not to return to the Navarro store on 42nd Street.
Señor, usted se le imputa el cargo de hurto en menor cuantía a nivel de delito mayor. No debe regresar a la farmacia Navarro que queda en la calle 42.
I find probable cause. Your bond will be $2,500.
Determino que existe motivo fundado. La fianza serán $2,500, señor.
Yasmani Benavides. Ms. Benavides,
Señor Benavides,
do you speak English?
¿habla inglés, señor?
Yes,
Yes.
Yes, okay.
these are
You're
added.
These are added charges of burglary to an occupied conveyance.
Yes, I believe we had the same cases yesterday, just more forms must have dropped on him since then. But he was here yesterday for the same thing, and I think we also filed a motion on him for one of his cases, the pretrial detention on a different one.
Mr. Prosecutor, we can barely hear you, even less understand what you're saying.
I'm so sorry. Yes, yesterday was on very similar cases and on another one, which I believe we had a motion granted, the pretrial detention.
Well, right now, I'm looking at burglary to an occupied. One burglary to an occupied dwelling or mask. And 8 counts of unoccupied conveyances. And you're claiming, counsel, that I entered previously an order detaining him?
Yesterday.
You're muted.
Yes, on 16,700.
Right, but
16,700.
it's a different charge than.
Yeah, different charge. I don't know if it's appropriate for me to discuss it because it was yesterday and not today.
What is the recommended bond in this case?
Jeez. We would ask for 2,500 on each count of unoccupied conveyance. And the occupied dwelling one, I'm sure Miss Corey has an argument about that, so I'll let her get to that. But for all the conveyances, 2,500 per.
Ms. Corey?
The judge, with regard to the occupied dwelling charges in 16782, there's nothing indicating that they went into any of the dwelling area itself.
It appears they were
There's
defining
nothing
this
indicating they
as
went
garage
into the,
dwelling.
into the townhouses.
I find probable cause for unoccupied dwelling. They may have been in the curtilage, but so the bond in that case will be 5,000, 2,500, counts 2 through 9, and 682. Six, 783 rather, 2,500.
Judge, what charge did you say 2,500?
Burglary. That's a docket 783. Docket 780, 2,500. Docket 781, burglary, unoccupied, 2,500 rather. So 2,500 and all the burglaries, with the exception of the burglary to the dwelling, which was 5,000.
Right, and A.
Andrew McKinsey.
All right, let's talk about that. This hearing had a bit of everything. A revolving door of defendants, some thoughtful judicial discretion, a few communication hiccups, and a surprising number of questions about bond, math, and microphone etiquette. Judge Chris Martin presided with a firm but fair hand, balancing legal clarity with a decent amount of patience, especially as cases flowed one after the other with varying levels of complexity. One of the standout moments was the exchange involving Damian Ramirez, who revealed to the court that he's been homeless since age 16. You could sense the humanity in Judge Martin's questioning. He probed respectfully, trying to get a clear picture of Ramirez's situation before issuing a ruling. It was a moment that stood out for its quiet gravity amid a fast-paced docket. On the legal side, there was a consistent thread of bond discussions, often with competing interpretations, between the defense and prosecution. For example, the case of Mr. Perez drew attention as the prosecutor hesitated between a $10,000 and $7,500 bond before the judge decisively raised it to $20,000, correctly pointing out that a kilo of cocaine isn't exactly pocket change, Evan. If the bond sheet didn't list it, that moment brought a touch of dry humor as Judge Martin candidly admitted he didn't know the exact weight of a kilo but understood its legal weight just fine. Meanwhile, we also saw some confusion around a no probably cause release, particularly for Jamari Taylor. Once it became clear that he met all the criteria for lawful concealed carry, Judge Martin moved swiftly to dismiss the charge, with a little nod to the Florida legislature and Governor DeSantis. There was also a moment of levity when the clerk's mic wasn't working, and Judge Martin reminded everyone this wasn't Jungle Telegraph. Those are the kind of courtroom moments that make you smile even while serious matters are being addressed. On the flip side, we had a prosecutor who struggled to project his voice and, occasionally, his arguments which made things harder to follow than necessary. Defense attorneys, by contrast, were better poised and generally clear, with Ms. Corey standing out for confidently handling the flood of burglary-related charges. Despite the volume of cases, the overall tone of the courtroom stayed professional, with just enough personality to make it human. Judge Martin kept a steady hand throughout, adjusting bonds where appropriate and taking care not to rush through the process even when the calendar was heavy. From interpreting through Spanish translators to passing out warrants without proper documentation in hand, it was a reminder of how much flexibility, focus, and fairness is required in these first appearance hearings. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one.